Good morning and welcome to this December the 4th version of Sunrise to Sunset with Pastor Gene. Today we're going to pick up Mark chapter 1 beginning with verse 40, and this of course is the story of the cleansing of the leper. Now I'm going to read this story and then I'm going to teach or preach a little bit and we'll see where this passage leads us. A leper came to him begging him. And kneeling, he said, "If you choose, you can make me clean." Moved with pity, Jesus stretched out his hand and touched him and said, "I do choose. Be made clean." Here it is again. Immediately, the leprosy left him and he was made clean. After sternly warning him, he sent him away at once, saying to him, "See that you say nothing to anyone, but go show yourself to the priest and offer for your cleansing what Moses commanded as a testimony to them." But he went out and began to proclaim it freely and to spread the word, so that Jesus could no longer go into a town openly, but stayed out in the country, and people came to him from every quarter. You know, sometimes following Jesus just isn't obeyed. And sometimes following directions, well, we just have a hard time doing it. I get a kick out of the surveys and questionnaires that sometimes come back to us. That's why I'm so glad that we've now got these computers where people can't write all over it and change the questions and try to manipulate the answers like sometimes we do, because we just can't follow the directions. Or we think we know more than we really do, and we don't just follow the directions. You know, it's not just with the church survey or with a church questionnaire. You know, it's also, I can't cook. I have to let Brenda do those kinds of things, because she can follow the directions about cooking a whole lot better than I can. I won't just get in there and do it. Jesus gives a specific direction to this man that he heals, and there's a reason for it. Over in Leviticus 13 and through 14 are all these rules about cleansing and all these rules that fit into the religious life of the people. And what Jesus was trying to do was to live into the faith, to be faithful to that, and also to show the priests that good news had come, that they could trust this good news. How many times do we have something wonderful happen in our life and we just can't believe it's true? We just can't believe that it's good, and we can't follow the simple steps that keep that good stuff going. Jesus offered an opportunity here for this leper to not only be healed, but also to be welcomed back into the community, to obey the rules of the community, so he would no longer be an outcast, but that he could live into this community. You know, we think we can bypass all kinds of things, even the whole part about repentance. We think if something goes wrong, all we got to do is say, "Okay, I'm sorry," and that's it. Well, that's a helpful step, but that's not the complete process. You see, the way it works is this: when we sin, when we do something wrong, there has to be confession. There has to be an acknowledgement of that sin. There has to be a turning away from that so that we will not do it again. That's repentance, a turning away from that sin. That's when forgiveness is most effective and can lead to all kinds of things, even reconciliation of relationships and restoration in the community of faith. And that's what Jesus was seeking for this man. See, the laws were such that lepers were not even a part of the community. They were cast out. They were not to be included. But Jesus wanted this man to be included. And if he would have just done what Jesus said do, it would have all worked out. But instead, he had to run his mouth. He had to talk it. He had to do it his way. And when he did, Jesus couldn't even go from town to town. He had to stay out in the country. And people continued to come to him, but Jesus was not as able to go to them. And here we are in this dilemma by the end of the very first chapter of the Gospel of Mark. Jesus didn't break the law. It was the man who broke the silence who broke the law. And it's this act that begins to set everything in motion that is going to lead Jesus to a cross. So let's take a good look at what we can do to follow Jesus where he is leading, to obey what he says, because we see it and we hear it from sunrise to sunset.